Welcome back to Bi-Monthly Bull. Finally, I've returned with this series where I'll be talking about politics, the news, the media, telling jokes you definitely should never laugh at or you'll go to hell, and of course, making people on the street look very fucking stupid. Because if there's one thing that YouTube needs more of, it's comedians behind desks talking about the news. Now, you may be wondering, Lewis, how is Bi-Monthly Bull any different from other Tonight shows with Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Barnes, Jim's Mowing, Trevor Noah, Stephen Colbert, and some other cunt in a suit? Well, the main difference is I just said cunt, so we're not gonna make it to the trending page. The second difference is we have absolutely no fucking budget and no fucks to give. So, without any further ado, it's time once again to bring back Bi-Monthly Bull, and it's time once again to promise 2 episodes every single month, and probably deliver on that promise. Let's get started. Now, it's been a very long time since the last episode of Bi-Monthly Bull. We've missed a lot of news, so let's do a quick catch up and go through all of the stories we would have covered during the break. First up, Iggy Azalea celebrated finally being granted official US citizenship, and the rest of Australia celebrated being one step closer to never seeing her again. After months of investigation in Australia, the woman who put sewing needles inside strawberries and caused a national fruit crisis, which resulted in millions of dollars of lost revenue for the industry, has finally been caught. And she revealed she did it partly to spite her boss, but mostly because she looks like this. And after my own independent investigation, I can reveal with 100% certainty that she has this expression 100% of the time. In America, a single ticket holder was lucky enough to win the jackpot of $1.5 billion in the Mega Millions lottery. When asked what he wanted to do with the money, the man said he would like to fund the US military for just a single day. Unfortunately though, not even that cunt can afford to do that, so they told him to move on. But still being the man who wanted to help the military industry, he instead decided to invest $1.5 billion into the Middle Eastern oil industry, which when you think about it, supports the war effort better than anyone could. And the teenage boy in high school who smiled at a Native American man without doing anything else while wearing a Donald Trump hat has been convicted by the Twitter jury and sentenced to death. And as you can see, there's absolutely no extra information to be learned. There is no extra information to be learned in this case. Get the extra information out of here. Twitter was 100% correct here, and there's nothing else to be learned. And if you disagree with that, you're a racist. Alright, time for some current news. Liam Neeson, the actor, is in danger of losing his entire career over a massive controversy because he told a journalist about one time 40 years ago when he thought about doing something bad, but then he didn't do it.
I went up and down areas with a cosh, hoping some black would come out of a pub and have a go at me about something, so that I could kill him. And it was horrible when I think back, but I did that, and I've never admitted that to, and I'm saying it to a journalist.
This admission has left many people asking many questions, mainly, what the fuck is a kosh? Can someone tell me what that is? Because I don't know, and I don't think anybody else does. Also, why did Liam Neeson just tell a journalist during a filmed interview to promote a movie that one time he almost committed a hate crime? All you had to do was tell everyone to see your movie, Liam. Maybe smile. Fuck the smile even. Just tell us to see it. That's all you had to do. It's not that hard. Fuck me. Joining me now is an expert on celebrity interviews. John, could you tell us where Liam Neeson went wrong in the interview? Yes, hello Lewis, I can tell you that, but first I'd like to let you know that one time when I was 17, I deliberately ran over and killed a toddler with my car. Oh, does anybody else know about this? No, I've never told anyone before. So why are you telling me? Just wanted to end my career, really. Need a bit of a holiday. Right. Oh, also, one time I drowned a rabbit. Fuck me. Well, back to Liam Neeson, I suppose. If this was a PR stunt designed to promote Liam's upcoming movie, it's backfired massively because Liam Neeson is now being boycotted by several pro-equality organizations who say there is no room for racism. And he's also being boycotted by several pro-racist organizations who say there is no room for quitters. And Marie Kondo's in the news for her hit new Life organization series called Tidying Up, where she encourages people with too many possessions to declutter their lives. That clutter is then collected and delivered straight to the people starring in Hoarders. Because of her no clutter mentality, Marie Kondo is being called a revolutionary thinker. However, not everyone is convinced. Asim from South Sudan is unsure why Marie Kondo is being celebrated for living with as little as possible. After all, he's been living with even less than Marie, and all he got out of it was malaria. And now, onto the only satirical news program in the world with even less talent than Bi-Monthly Bull. BuzzFeed recently laid off dozens of journalists due to a rapidly declining readership after they found out people who are too dumb to read the regular news are still too smart to get it from BuzzFeed. Insiders within the company also report difficulty raising advertising revenue after brands worked out that anybody up at 3 a.m. doing an online quiz to find out what type of shampoo they are definitely has no job and no money to buy their products. Another issue facing the laid-off journalists was when BuzzFeed found out that the website's second highest traffic driver was not any of the journalists or even a staff member, but some 19-year-old college girl who wrote articles for free in her spare time when she felt like it. Fuck, that's gonna sting, doesn't it? How's your next job interview gonna go? What are you gonna say to them when you're trying to get rehired after you just got fired from BuzzFeed? What are you gonna say? Yeah, look, I work for BuzzFeed 5 days a week, full time, writing articles every single day, 9 to 5. And look, I wasn't better than some 19-year-old chick from her bedroom doing it for fun, but I tell you what, I am really good at calling people racist on Twitter, and I do have a verified blue check, so that'll be $60,000, please. What do you mean I've got no talent and my haircut's stupid? Shortly after being fired, a former BuzzFeed journalist wrote an article that went viral within the online journalism community, which is kind of like if your AIDS got AIDS. And the article was entitled, How to Tell If You Still Have a Job at BuzzFeed, and it was 10 questions. So you could do that quiz, but an easier way to find out if you work at BuzzFeed is just look in the mirror. If you have a front fringe, a shit personality, and ironically massive glasses, there's a 90% chance you work at that shithole. And in our final segment, it's time to play a game that I'm going to call, hang on, who's being racist in this clip? Tonight we're looking at a clip from the Today Show that was filmed during the Australian Open, with the reporters talking about people from lots of different backgrounds coming to Australia to enjoy the tennis. Now, if you pay attention to the clip I'm going to play, there are two reporters in it. Both of them say something, and both of them think the other person is being a racist and they're standing up against it. But if you watch the clip, it's almost impossible to tell which one is the racist and which one is the savior. Have a look.
I love walking around and hearing all the different accents because so many people come from so many different parts of the world, and it's just like our own little Europe for 2 weeks here.
Yeah. It's such an international
Fair few people from Asia as well here.
Okay, there's some Asians here as well, Tom.
Now, from what I can gather, this is what I think has happened, but it's only a theory. Presenter A says that the Australian Open is like its own mini Europe. And then presenter B hears that and thinks that presenter A has intentionally left out people of Asian descent from his description, which would be racist. So presenter B reminds presenter A that Asian people exist. But presenter A thinks presenter B has just gone, yeah, but I tell you what, there's a fucking way too many Asians here, isn't there, boys? Hey, what do you reckon? So now, presenter A and presenter B thinks the other presenter is a hardcore racist and they're the hero for standing up to it and saying something. So what do you guys think? Is it option A or option B? Who's being racist here? The correct answer is option C. Don't watch the Today Show. It fucking sucks. Also, it's probably a bit of both. All right, that's all we have time for tonight. That is the end of the show. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And comment. Let me know what news stories I should cover next, or tweet them to me if you see them happen in the next 2 weeks. But the main thing is, I'm incredibly proud to say that Bi-Monthly Bull is finally here. It's finally back, and we're finally doing it properly. I have an editor. I have a whole team helping me out to do this series, and I am absolutely fucking dedicated to getting this to you twice a month. That is about once every 2 weeks. So I will see you with a new episode in the first week of next month, and from there it'll be every 2 weeks. That I can fucking assure you. We're putting some serious work into this series because it's my favorite one to make, and I really do think that it can be fucking awesome. So thank you very much for watching. If you want to support the creation of this series, I have a Patreon because, you know, having editors and having people help me film it, and eventually, hopefully, getting a research team for this is very expensive, and Patreon is how I'm going to pay for that, and there's also the rent and everything here. But hey, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next week with a new video and another Bi-Monthly Bull in 2 weeks. So, thanks for joining me. That was Bi-Monthly Bull. I'm Lewis Spears. See you very soon.